preceding program was brought to you in part by Goodwill of Southern New England. Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. It's actually United Way of Middlesex County night tonight, and with me to discuss what's going on with the United Way of Middlesex County is my buddy Bill Hall.
Pete, great to be
Hello,
here.
sir.
Thanks for having me.
How are you, bud?
Good. It's been about a year since we were last here, so there's a lot to talk about.
It has
tonight.
been about a year since we were last here. How you been? What's new?
Good. Not much. Just we're in the middle of a rebrand right now, and it's our 90th anniversary. So there's a lot going on, but all exciting things, all great things to talk about.
Speaking of 90th anniversary, I believe we're about to go watch a video of what's been going on.
That sounds good to me.
All right, Emily, if you would.
Since our founding as the Middletown Community Chest in 1935, Middlesex United Way has been dedicated to serving our community, continuously evolving to meet the needs of our friends and neighbors. In 2024, our United Way provided over $300,000 in grants to our community partners, many who we have worked closely with for decades. One of those longtime community partners, Oddfellows Playhouse, is celebrating its 50th anniversary in 2025.
I feel like the United Way especially, allows us to make sure our programs are safe, to make sure they're really reaching every kid. We use the time to go out into low-income neighborhoods and recruit.
These programs also give kids an opportunity to express themselves in a unique way.
I think that, especially for the older kids, a safe space to be creative. And to make friends and to feel that you can be yourself and not be judged for that is a lot of what it's about.
One of our newer community partners offering local students a safe space to have fun is Middletown's Police Activity League. PAL's headquarters, located in the north end of Middletown, officially opened last June.
It's just a good engagement for the officers and the kids to socialize. We talk with them, we sit down with them, we mentor them, we play video games with them. We're gonna have a boxing program, and it's something they really look forward to, and they come every day.
The PAL Center and its programs offer kids a chance to get to know local police officers who say it's an important step in building trust and a sense of community.
Our goal is to build bridges between the police department and the community. And it's also, it's about mentoring and directing our youth. We're very excited and we want to direct them in the right way, and they can be great citizens and part of the community.
With the busy tax season underway, our United Way is once again supporting income tax assistance. In 2024, the team of Middlesex County volunteers helped secure over $700,000 in tax refunds. It's neighbors helping neighbors.
It's not just about providing dollars, it's by being engaged and involved. You see what the dollars are doing, but you see the people that are being served, the families, and you're part of the community as well.
Linda Ring, a longtime volunteer, says the program can make a huge difference for those struggling to make ends meet.
She was a student at Middlesex Community College, and she paid to have her taxes prepared. She was working on a very low income with two teenage girls looking to go to college, in college herself. And when she came to us, and I found her education credits, I found her child credits, and the money that she saved for not having to pay for it, she cried. She just cried. That warms my heart because I know that I've really, truly helped somebody. She didn't have that. You know, that money that she paid to have those taxes prepared could put more food on the table or something special for her twin daughters.
Along with tax assistance, we remain committed to supporting the state's 211 helpline, a vital resource that connects residents with important services. In 2024, the helpline received over 14,000 calls from Middlesex County alone. It's a tool that helps families, and in many cases, local college students too.
They are suffering from food insecurity, housing insecurity, income constrained. So there's many overlaps, and we're handling that together, and I rely on the United Way for their 211 services because we can't be all things all hours of the day. And so that is a tremendous asset for us here at the college.
For Jeff, who struggled with homelessness and now works to help others through his work with Columbus House, 211 is a critical tool he often refers others to and still uses himself.
Even as a worker for the shelter, I use 211. My electric bill was sky high last summer and I couldn't afford it, and 211 helped me out. So, and I work full time, so it doesn't matter who you are, you need help. And they're one of the things that helps. And if they don't help you, they're going to refer you to somebody who will.
As Middlesex United Way enters its 90th year, we remain focused on ensuring everyone in our community has the opportunity to thrive. And we thank you for joining us on this mission. United is the way.
Welcome back. Bill, so we just watched a video about the United Way and their 90th anniversary. I was maybe wondering if we can talk about the video and touch on some of the points of what people saw.
Sure. So that was our campaign video for this year, and one of the things we really wanted to focus on was the sense of community that we have.
Yeah.
And I think we wouldn't be here without all of the community there to help us. And so that goes both ways. We have the campaigns on the incoming side. We have big companies like Liberty Bank, who's been with us for a long time. Yeah. Middlesex Health does a huge campaign for us, and they're just tremendous. And looking back over the 90 years, I was really surprised to see just how long a lot of these partnerships have been. We've been working with them since the very beginning. So like Middlesex Health, you look through the photos as we were going through for the 90 years, and there are pictures of us working with them in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. So
oh, wow.
On that side, it's, the campaigns that help us bring in money. But on the flip side, going out, the grants that go out, helping the community, other agencies that we've been working with for all 90 years, the YMCA, the Middlesex Y, we've been working with them for pretty much the entire time that we've been in existence. A lot of other agencies that we currently work with have also been partners for a long time as well. So part of what we wanted to do with the video and really for our 90th anniversary is focus on those partnerships, because that's why we're here.
Right.
We're here because of them, and we're here to serve them as well.
Nice. Now, tell me a little bit about the milestone of the 90 years.
Huge milestone, and hundreds getting here closer and closer every day. But one of the things we talked about as a team was going back through the archives and going back all the way to the beginning, 1935, when we were founded as the Middletown Community Chest. And it was just Middletown and the kind of the surrounding areas back then, and through the last 90 years we've grown to all 15 towns that make up Middlesex County. So, the shoreline was added a little bit later. There were some that came in much later that kind of were holdouts. There were a few towns that didn't want to join.
Right.
And then we kind of convinced them. I say we, the people that were here before us did a great job of getting everybody involved. So now it's all 15 towns that make up the county. And I think it's safe to say we've had an impact in every town. Every town has been served in some way or another, whether it's through 211, through the services, through grants. So we're really proud of that. But in looking back over the 90 years, I had the fun job of kind of digging up the old photos, the old videotapes, and everything. And one of the things that really struck me when going through that was, like I mentioned before, the number of community partners that we've been working with the entire time.
Right.
We used to have meetings in the YMCA down on Union Street, down the road from where our office is now. We started in the Dukoven House, which is right off Route 9, so it's really cool to look back at the pictures. And I know the Rockefeller Foundation is also celebrating a big anniversary this year.
Yeah.
So it's cool to kind of coincide with those, work together with those things. But the other thing that I really thought was pretty cool when going back through all of the photos and talking to some of our previous board members and our executive director, Patty Vassie, I got to meet with her and talk with her about some of the things, was really how forward-thinking those who were coming up with sort of the game plan for our United Way were. We had our first female board chair in the 50s. Wow. And so, while it started off sort of, a lot of men in a lot of the early pictures, she was really a pioneer, not just for us, but she also held a pretty prominent role in the local YMCA. And she did a lot for us. And then in the 80s and 90s, we had our first black campaign chair as well. Okay. He recently passed away, but going through those photos, it's one thing to look through the photos, but then to actually hear like from Patty or from other past board members what the history was and how we've really been forward thinking the entire time. And so from where we started to where we are now, we got there because of how much work and how much heart people put into it throughout the years. So a big milestone.
Exactly. So let's talk about Alice. What is it, and why is it important for people to be aware of?
So Alice, I know you know this too.
I know this.
Is asset limited, income constrained, employed. And so it's the group of people who, don't fit into the poverty, they don't qualify for some of the benefits like SNAP.
Right.
And, people may see them as middle class, but the truth is that they're struggling to make ends meet every day. They're working 2, sometimes 3 jobs. Okay. They're, choosing between changing the tires in their car or getting a prescription. Right. Or making meals for their family, or going out for the weekend to dinner with their loved ones. Right. So it's tough choices that they're forced to make every single day that you might not even realize. I mean, neighbors, family, friends, there are people who struggle that we probably don't even know about in our county. Right. And one of the things I know, we have a map that shows all the different areas. One of the things that struck me when we were kind of creating it was how some of the towns that you might consider more affluent.
There you go. Here's the map.
There's the map. Okay, yeah. So if you look at the map, you can see Middletown is obviously the highest percentage of Alice, which is not surprising considering it's kind of the big city of Middlesex County. But if you look at the shoreline, I want to say Westbrook, I can't read it from here, but I think Westbrook is over 40%. And that might be surprising to some people, but there's still a big need along the shoreline in every town that we serve in Middlesex County. So there's a QR code on the graphic, and I invite your viewers to scan it, and you can read the entire report, which is pretty eye-opening. It's about all of Connecticut, not just Middlesex County. There is a section about us specifically, or you can find out more on our website. But the numbers are staggering, and there's a need, and it's growing, unfortunately. Really? Yeah. And so the numbers for 2025 will be released in a couple weeks in the fall. And we'll have an update on our website and on our social media. But it's just, I think it's no surprise Connecticut's an expensive state to live in.
Yes.
And so Alice is growing, and we're doing what we can to help them.
So people hear Middlesex United Way and think about just the Middletown area or northern Middlesex County. How does your work impact the shoreline community?
That's a good question. We do our best to serve every town, to be a part of every town, and we're always looking for opportunities to grow that too. So if anybody watching has an opportunity for us to do anything or to help out with a project, right down the road from here, Westbrook Youth and Family Services, we just went to one of their cultural events, which was awesome, and I know that they're doing a painting project right now. So we like to not only be involved with grants, but also if we can promote some of the work that they're doing, or we can volunteer or get volunteers to help with something, we're always looking to do that. So reach out to us and we can help out with that. Another one, Literacy Volunteers Valley Shore, also down the road from here. They're a grant recipient, a longtime partner of ours. They do tremendous work, and just trying to help in ways like connecting them to other services, other nonprofits that we work with, so that everybody can work together.
Absolutely. Now, the 211 helpline has been in the news a lot lately, whether the weather's hot or if you want to find a cooling center. What else does 211 do?
So much more, so much more. It's so many things. And like you said, it's been in the news because we've had this hot, humid weather and people can go to 211. They can either call 211 or go to the 211 website and find cooling centers. But you can also find all sorts of things, food pantries. In the winter, on the flip side, when it's cold out, you can find warming centers. And in your area. But there's also so many services that they can connect you to.
Right.
So mental health services is one of the biggest percentages of calls. Mental health, addiction services, housing. If you're looking for housing, they can connect you to the right services that can help you in your area.
Okay.
There's so many things I could go on and on, but I think the one thing I'd like to point out with 211 is that if you call and there is a wait, please wait, or please try the website, because they do have trained professionals that are there. They're not going to judge you for whatever you're calling for. They're there to help you, and they want to help you. And so even if there's a wait, I promise you they will get back to you. Our team just went to a training for 211 earlier this year because it is United Way of Connecticut that houses the 211 call center.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, they're in Rocky Hill.
All right.
Yep. So they have so much training in how to answer these calls, how to connect people to the right services. So it's so much more than just calling and waiting.
Right.
They want to help you. So good to know.
There you go. Now, looking at the numbers, it's clear to say that there's a need for 211 across the state and right here in Middlesex counties. Do those numbers surprise you?
When I first saw them, yes.
Yeah.
When I first started at United Way, they were very surprising. I live in Durham, so the numbers in Durham I was kind of surprised to see. But now that I understand what the need is and I can see what the need is, they're not surprising. And they're probably on the lower side of what they will be. I think there's going to be a growing need in the coming years. And I don't want to sound doom and gloom, but I think with everything going on, people are going to need more services.
Okay.
But in the last year, in Middlesex County alone, there was about between 13 and 14,000 requests for help. Now that's the website and the 211 calls.
Wow.
Yes, and like I had said before, a lot of that has to do with mental health services and addiction services, also housing. I know COVID is sort of winding down, but during the pandemic, that was a huge reason for people to call for services too. So unfortunately, the numbers are high, but like I said, there are people there that want to help and they're trained to help. So if you're calling and you're waiting, just hold on. They will get back to you. Yep.
Please wait. Somebody will pick up the phone and see how they can help.
Yes, and you can go on the website too. We have a link on our website as well. So if you want help and you're at a library or you have your phone, you can go to the 211 website, and that's also there to help you.
And as far as, we have other graphics and pictures we want to take a look at, don't we?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Let's do.
I know the 211 was just up there.
Yep, 211 was just up there.
Yep. So the information on that last graphic, there it is right there, shows the difference between Connecticut and Middlesex County. Now, obviously, 211 covers the entire state.
Yes.
So like we had talked about, housing and shelter, mental health and addiction services are some of the top needs for people calling or requesting help, both on the website and calling in.
Okay.
I'd also want to point out one thing people probably don't realize is that 211s across Connecticut fund the 211 helpline. So United Ways, we're one local United Way, but all the different United Ways across the state help fund that service.
Okay.
So that's something we consider one of our biggest needs, but also one of the things we're most proud of is being able to help people through that.
I didn't realize that all the different United Ways across the state fund the 211 program.
Yep. And there's other funding too, but we give a percentage to help make that line possible.
Right. Now, as far as Middlesex United Way gives out community impact grants each year, can we talk about this year's award?
Sure. So we just announced it. Our Community Impact Director, Brian Thompson, who I hope you'll get to meet soon.
Okay.
They have a whole committee that goes through the grant applications. And in 2025, their grant requests totaled over $400,000. So that just goes to show you what the need is across our county. And it's hard to make that possible, but thanks to our incredible donors, our incredible business partners, we are awarding $300,000 in grants. So we are doing our best to serve as many of those needs as possible.
For you guys.
And a lot of them are longtime partners, like we mentioned the YMCA before. They're another funded partner, a community partner that we work closely with. Middletown PAL, the Police Activity League, which we saw in the
Which
video
we saw in the
earlier.
video, that's
They're
right.
another partner this year, but we do have some new ones, and we'll be sharing more stories of the new partners in the coming weeks and months as we kind of dole out that money, which is an exciting part of the work that we do as well.
Yes.
But as I mentioned, there was over $400,000 in requests this year, and I think that just speaks to not only the need, but the trust that people hold in us across the county, and the fact that they know that the work that we're doing is important, and that we trust what they're doing is important as well.
Right. Now, let's say someone applies for a grant and they get it this year. Is there a waiting period they have to wait to reapply, or can they apply year after year after year after year after year?
There are some rules, and I don't want to get it wrong, so I don't want to speak to it directly, but I believe it's a 3-year on, 1-year off policy. So that way it gives other newer agencies and nonprofits a chance to kind of come into the fray and take advantage of the grants too. So while we value our long-term partners immensely, doing something like that allows us to, there's a couple of new ones from the past years that hadn't been given grants in the past. So it gives them a chance to kind of come in and see what they can do as well. So I believe it's 3 years on, 1 year off, but I'd have to check on that to make sure. But yes.
Yes. Okay. So now, how easy is the grant application to fill out? Is it pretty self-explanatory?
I would say so. Again, that's not really my lane, so I don't want someone watching to be like, oh no, that's not true.
Yeah, right.
But I think, given the fact that we've had so many longtime partners, I think speaks to how the process works.
Yes.
And I think, there are reports that are required, and our community impact director, Brian, as well as some of our community impact team go out on site visits, because part of what we do as United Way is make sure that the money that's being given out, donations that are coming in and then being given out, are going to the right things. And while we trust everybody, and like we said, we've had long-term partners, so we know the work is being done. It's that extra layer of sign of security that the money you're donating is going to a worthy cause, and that they're doing what they said they're going to do, that they're doing. And I think that's a really great part of the job as well, and part of what we do is, I've gone on a few site visits with previous colleagues, and it's almost my favorite part, because you get to see these incredible things happening in the community that you might not know.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Like, I'll give you an example. Last Friday, I went to the Middletown Children's Circus, which is run by Oddfellows, and it's funded by a few different things. The city's involved, but United Way is as well. We're one of the funding partners. And to see these kids put on this incredible show that they're so excited about, and that you just see their faces light up when they're performing, and then afterwards when everybody's clapping and their parents are watching and the community's watching, that's something that we're proud of, because we're helping it make it happen. And aside from it just being a circus and fun, it's also a place where these kids can go to have fun, a safe place to go for these kids to have fun this summer, a place where they get meals. If there's food insecurity at home, there's a chance for them to eat. They get lunch, things like that. So a lot of things that go into it that you might not realize just looking at some pictures that are posted on Facebook. Other things, like we mentioned, the literacy volunteers from Valley Shore. We've had a chance to speak with them, and just the great work they're doing to make sure that people can communicate when they're looking for a job, or with their family members if they've just moved here and they only speak a different language, giving them an opportunity to thrive and then give back. I know that a lot of the people that are served often find themselves in situations where, once they sort of get the help that they need, they want to give back to the community as well. So it just keeps going and going.
So outside of grants, what other community initiatives are you involved with?
A lot. Which is good, though. I think one thing that we like to say with our United Way is that it's not just about funding and not just about grants, but community partnerships. So another example of something that we do and we're very proud to be a part of is the Middletown Community Thanksgiving Project, which is going to kick off before we know it. It's almost time for Thanksgiving.
It is. It's almost time for Thanksgiving.
But this is something that I personally love to be a part of, because it's all sorts of community partners, churches, businesses, nonprofits that come together in the fall, and we provide meals for families across the Middletown area who might have fallen on hard times, just need a hand making it happen. And the first year I was at United Way, Shawanda, our president and CEO, and I volunteered there, and we've gone every year since. And it's just an incredible experience because not only do you see the teamwork that goes into it, and you see people coming together before the holidays, but then when it's the day that people come and pick up the meals, it's a really great experience for everyone, for the volunteers and the families. No one feels like, oh, I'm here and they're, take pity on me. No, it's a joyous occasion. There's music, there's dancing. They make it a fun experience, so everybody is having a great time, and that's one of my favorite things. Another thing we talked a little bit, and it was in the video too, is the VITA, which is our volunteer income tax assistance. There's a team of about 4 or 5 dozen volunteers in our area, and they do tremendous work during tax season, even before tax season, preparing, because every year they have to learn what the new rules are for taxes. And I know Linda was in the video and she shared a story about someone that she helped, but that's just another example of people who have gotten tax assistance. Once they get the help that they need and the hand that they need, they then want to volunteer to help others. So there's a lot of paying it forward in this, and that's what really is incredible.
All right, so you've got your third annual President's Ball coming up in a few months. Tell us about it.
We're very excited about this. So I have to say, full disclosure, it's Bridgerton themed. I don't know much about Bridgerton, so I'm told it's a very exciting theme and people are excited for it.
We've got a
it's up on the graphic right there. The QR code, you can get tickets. They are on sale right now, $90 for our 90-year anniversary, so we're pretty excited about that. But it's just a fun event, and it's our big fundraiser for the year. But the thing that we like to say about the President's Ball, and formerly it was the President's Masquerade Ball, was it's not some event where you're going to hear guest lectures or speakers, and it's very formal. This is a very informal event. It's just fun. You're there to dance. You're there to have food. It's great food, by the way, as well. David Allen Catering does a great job with the food. It's at the Wadsworth Mansion. So it's a beautiful location, too. And it's also, great for social media pictures. People love that, too. But it's just a great time. And you can go knowing that what you're having fun, and the money that you paid for the event is going to help various things, programs that we serve in Middlesex County.
All right, two quick things. One, if someone wants more information on the Middlesex United Way, where are they going?
They can contact me by going to our website, middlesexunitedway.org. That's our website. You can find us on social media. Just search Middlesex United Way. Or they can reach out directly. My email is william.hall@middlesexunitedway.org. Or they can give us a call. Our number is also on the website. But just let us know if you have any questions, if you're interested in funding, if you want to donate. That's another great thing. We won't turn money away. But if you also are looking for help with a project, if you're, like some of our community partners have painting projects or clearing up weeds, stuff like that, we like to help with those types of projects, both our staff and getting other volunteers too.
One more quick one. Musical bingo, when, where?
Yes, we're very excited about that. That's happening next month, so September 6th. Down here, right here in Old Saybrook on the shoreline. So Pete, I hope to see you there. We're partnering with the Young Professionals group from the Greater Old Saybrook Chamber. So Next Wave, shout out to Next Wave and Krista and the whole team. We're going to be having it. It's $25 a ticket, and that includes bingo and pizza. And it's just going to be a fun night. And it's a night of, bingo, obviously, musical bingo, but also sort of networking, just getting to know people and just coming together. And the money supports United Way programs.
Bill Hall from the United Way. We're out of time. Thanks for some time.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely. Thank you, Pete.
Got it. On behalf of Bill Hall, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night, and we'll see you next time. The preceding program was brought to you in part by Goodwill of Southern New England.